How good is this? Welcome to the video, guys. In this ep we're bolting on some galvanized steel and whacking some door locks on, and we're really putting some finishing touches on it now, and hopefully by the end of the episode we'll take this bad boy down to the servo and whack some fuel in it from a Bowser. Look out.
So we're back, guys, and we've got a little bit of galvanizing on the tray and doors now. Again, I haven't cut and polished yet, but we'll get to that. It's amazing when you start putting stuff back together, just how stronger and stronger the car gets every time and how the look changes. It has gone back remarkably well, considering how bad it was when we got it. I mean, this was the one that had the rip here and the rip here. I could have bought new ones of these, or I could have got new second-hand ones. I made a decision that I was going to keep as much of the original car together as possible. It wasn't a cost-saving exercise, it was just personal choice. A few of the battle scars, I think, add to the character of it. So especially these back bits, these backlight supports, I mean, they're pretty, you can buy them quite easily. They are the original ones. They're not perfect. They have been bashed out and fixed, but I think just that little bit of originality tells a story. So there you go, that bit's on, and just amazing how firm all this stuff becomes. I mean, it flops around when it's free, and now it's all dead straight and looking good. So yeah, so today's job is to finish all this off. From memory, it did have a truck cab filler piece. I'm not going to put that back on, there's no need. We're not going to make it a truck cab, obviously. So hence why it's got all these pop rivet holes here. They won't be needed for that. What else can I tell you? The pop rivet lines are all lining up. I do have to do a couple of things, so I'm going to clean up here a bit. So we've had a couple of full-on days and there's shit everywhere. And I'll get back to putting these gal pieces on. One thing we do have to do with the gal is this hole, I think it holds the roof on. These have to be re-threaded because the galvanizing fouled all the threads, so I'll tap them out again. A couple other things we've got to do. I've got to, while this is off, I'm going to re-drill all the holes here, get rid of all the gal. Makes it easier to line the holes up with the rivets. Another thing is, when I bought the rivets from the bolt guy, or whatever you call him, he said, how many do I want? I bought 350, and I thought, oh yeah, there'll be heaps. Well, I'm nearly out. So they're another one of the little hidden things. I'd love to know how many rivets there are in one of these, and I'm sure someone knows, but I reckon there's thousands of pop rivets in these cars. But anyway, we'll get back to it. We've installed the, I think it's a spare wheel support thing in before we start with this panel. Important thing to remember about this bit of gal is you have to put the reinforcement bits underneath. There you go. See how we got the holes through there? They're going to marry through the holes on the top one. Then with a long rivet, we'll rivet. This is going to be the hardest bit of galvanizing to put on. The rest should be pretty easy. So let's get to it. All right, so we've done the back bit. It's come up reasonably well. I tell you what, it makes the car so strong. It's unbelievable. Like, the lines have just straightened up everywhere. It's just unbelievably strong. So luckily I've got Jo, my niece, here to help. She came at the start. So Jo, go for it.
Here we go now, I'm not going to do it.
Don't scratch my Juco. As simple as that.
I'm trying to be careful.
So yeah, that's the main thing you've got to watch with it, is that you test fit everything, put the rivets in first, because you don't want to drill holes near your Juco. Well done.
Nice.
So now we'll do the back. We'll come back, we'll put a couple of reinforcement bits in, and we'll start on the floor, I suppose, and then pretty much the structure's done. Unfortunately, I've got the wrong locks, so I won't be able to drive it, unless I put a clamp on the door, which is most probably will happen. And we'll do the filler cap, the doors, I'll start wiring it up. Then it's pretty much coming together. So now we'll continue on. Bit of success here with the top. Turned out a bit wonky here, but I think we'll get away with it. Worst case, yeah, look, I think that's the way it is. That profile's slightly different. The bottom's perfect. The top's flat. I can live with that. She's all riveted up, ready to go. Obviously not the big holes. I think we'll work out what they are when we put the roof on, I'm sure. What else have I done? I've dry fitted the lights. We'll screw them on and we'll start wiring it up. I bought some globes as well to put them on. Now the next job we're going to do is the petrol tank. We're going to put this to bed. So we sort of stick the filler thing on. I put it on the actual cap. I even remembered that. It's a little bit big, but that's the only one they had. They only had 4 to 5 inches or whatever it was, but we'll get it. That'll tighten up on that. No problem at all. So I'll rivet this on here. I also put some neoprene gasket on the back of this. This is good stuff. We use it at work all the time. It's really, really good stuff. So I'll put that on there and rivet it on. Then that will give me something to push this up a bit more, maybe. Put the ring on, put the vent cap in, and that's done. We'll be filling it up by the petrol tank. So there you go, just like that. We have a petrol tank, our filler. And things there now. That we've got to make a little bit of felt. We'll do that later once we get this sorted. That goes there. There we go, locks in perfectly. Nice. So what I've got now is, from memory, and this is going back a couple of years ago now, there was a mangled piece of felt in there that looked much the same as this. Now, this is a piece of felt from a black powder shotgun. It's a wad, and I've got a punch which is about the right size. So what I'm going to do is punch a piece of felt out of there, put a washer, which was very similar to that, in there, and then the split pin through, and that should be job done. And just like that, we've got a fully functioning fuel system. That can be put to bed now. I have the cover. Actually went in easier than I expected. That's probably down to here, the start of the pipe. That's a little bit long, but I'll leave that, that's fine. It's not going to, as long as it doesn't hit this and rattle. Everyone knows how much I love rattles. Cover goes in. Only one thing to do now. See if we pour some petrol in it. Only joking, I won't do that today, but yeah, it's all done. All right, so these obviously go in the door like this, and you're governed by these 4 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, you can't see where the lock is. It's impossible. And if you mark the edge and all that, it's just crap. So what I did on the other side was, you can actually get a good grip on the handle, and you have got a bit of play like that. So what I did, and it worked, it's pretty easy, was, turn you around again. I made on the lathe a little grommet with a hole in it, a guide hole. What I did with this was, I I've got this felt tape that I use when I make my electrical looms, and it's actually very absorbent. So I stuck that on there, stick a couple of bits on it. Now, as I say, this is a pretty intuitive way of doing it. It's not probably correct. I'm sure there's a, but I couldn't anyway. I couldn't get a template to work, and I just didn't want to stuff it up. So what I did was this. Then I've got a felt marker, and I coloured this in, especially around the edges. So you colour that in, like that. Get it nice and wet. That'll be enough. Then I brought it over to the car, open the door. This is where you've got to be careful. Make sure you don't let that touch yet. So from here now, you get your lines lined up perfectly and you push. So as you can see the clear markings of where the hole's meant to be. Right, you can see the edges. So here we go. Don't go all the way first, because you can fix it if you've stuffed it up. So just gently go 2 clicks. 1, 2, and stop. Now you'll get a better look at where it is. Put your lock back in. Look at that. So it wants to be there. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get that. We will get that. Now you can continue all the way. Shut the door again. Always nerve-wracking. Drilling holes in a nice panel. Too fast. Check it again just in case. Just keep checking it. We're not on contract. We're not going to lose the deal if we take a bit longer. Right. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to work. Yep. Yep. Should be okay. Nearly there. There we go. We're done. If anything, you can file a bit here and there, but you'll get that. You'll get that. They're only tiny little screws. They'll fit through there. All right, so we have the lock installed now. This side, this is what I mean by those aftermarket doors. This side can accept this. So I will put it on this side to neaten it up. So on this side we'll put it on because it'll come out a little bit crooked, but anyway, that's okay. That locks on. Now we're going to put the latch on. Don't put your reinforcement thing in before the latch goes on, because you'll have no hope. I'll move you around here actually, let's have a look. So your latch goes there. This metal bit goes at the top. I'll just put a washer because I love washers. Put that in. Well, this looks like it's had 2 million holes in it, so we should be alright. Got a lot of play in these, so you shouldn't be too bad. Just, whoops. We'll bolt these on, a couple of big washers at the back. Finger tighten them up. I can already tell this is on the piss big time here, but anyway. We'll tighten these up, just nip them. Okay, they're nipped. We don't know where these stand at the moment. Let's just get them square. You can't do any damage. Says me. Let's have a look. Oh my God. First shot. And it locks. That's it. That was a bit of an anticlimax. Oh, I've locked it. Opens, closes, locks. That was a bit of an anticlimax. I was expecting to muck around like I did with that one. I'll just grab the keys. I've got the keys. It opens all right. Look, it's not even greased yet. Once we put some grease on that, that'll run like a dream. Lock it. There you go. Unlock. I'll whack some grease on that. That job's done. We're not going to fall out. At some point after we cut and polish, I will install these. Even on that side, even if it creeps over, I'm thinking I'm going to install it. It just makes it look a bit neater. And I bought them. They're about $15 each. Rip off.
Alright. Seats are going in. The old vice grip garage trick. Burning hole through vinyl and carpet to find bolt holes. Now we should be able to bolt him into there, like we've done on that one. We're getting very close to a drive now. Alright, here we go. First official drive where we don't have a giant spinning wheel of death underneath us and we're not sitting on the drive shaft. How good is this? It's actually a car. Fantastic. We're going down the road. How good. How good. It's ridiculous. There we go. First official fill. Not with the bloody jerry can. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for today. Probably only got 2 more episodes left. One for the roof and then one for the final reveal. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you next time.